Hello and welcome into episode 86 of Two Man Game with Damon and Dom. I'm Damon, that's Dom, and you are the listener. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe on this video and on our channel, Ethical Ball, Two Man Game, 22 Man Game. We've been doing stuff. It's been a month. 1 month on the day, I believe, July 13th is when we recorded our Ethical Ball video and two podcast, one that was pre-recorded for later. And now a lot has happened. Now it's August 13th. Now this video will come out tomorrow, but that's not the point. 1 month, Dom, how have you been? What have you been up to this past month?
Oh man. Well, it's first of all, it's good to be back. Thank you, Damon and Jared for keeping the ethical ball name fresh in everyone's mind. I'm actually repping a football shirt today for 22 man game because I have been listening and I've been enjoying. But what have I been up to? I have been in Europe for the past 2 weeks. I went to London. I saw Oasis. I cried a lot of happy tears. And I went to Paris for the first time. Paris, who would have thought? Incredible, pretty cool. Also, really nice. Everyone there was really nice.
Interesting.
No snooty French people. All
I was gonna say
everyone was
that's
super
like the
nice.
stereotype, right?
Yeah, stereotype broken. We here on Ethical Ball, we've broken stereotype. I
Myth
did
busted.
I did send you a picture. I did find like an NBA store in France, which I
Hmm.
thought was pretty cool. And they had, of course, like all the French players' jerseys. Like they had Ricochet and Wemby, which was pretty cool. But yeah, I just been traveling a ton and been a little disconnected. But I'm ready to lock back in and excited. We've got a couple announcements getting ready for the season to kick off. Schedules are probably going to be coming out this week or next week. So really stoked about that. Just happy to be back in the States. And jet lag still getting to me, but we're doing the best out here.
Yeah,
Damon,
we pushed a little bit because I didn't want you to overexert yourself. You were really
I know
trying.
I really did want a pod like the day after I got back, but I was like, you know what? I was crashing. I really was crashing. But more importantly than me crashing, Damon, how are you?
Driver out to I'm all right. Thanks for asking. I'm very tired, as I always am. We have in-service week at work this week, so we're doing a bunch of trainings, getting ready for the school year, which is on Monday. And before that, guess what? When this episode releases tomorrow, I'll be in the airport waiting to board a plane to LA to go see Dom and Mason and Shay and Ryan, all the boys together. Listeners have no idea who any of those people are, but you know, that's okay. Point is, high school friend group gonna have a little weekend in LA, very last minute. Didn't plan on this happening, but here we are. It's coming. I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm stoked. Shout out to everyone coming out to LA. We're gonna have the best time. What are we gonna do? We'll figure it out.
We
But
haven't
we're
figured
gonna
that
have a
part
great
out yet.
time. We're gonna have a good time doing it.
Yeah, I'm leaving after work tomorrow, and then I'm coming back. I'll be flying in at 1 a.m. Monday, technically, and then I have to go to the first day of school the following morning. So
And
that's going to be
that's how
awesome.
we do it. Yeah, that's how we
Really
do it.
maximizing my time here. Uh,
We
so we
appreciate
love
it.
that.
Yeah, no, we love that.
Anyways, we have something I must bring to your attention, Dom, before we
Okay,
get into everything.
what's up?
You've been accused of being a casual.
A
Look out.
casual? What does that mean?
Yeah, like a casual fan. Now, let me read these accusations to you, okay?
Okay, okay.
So, like we mentioned in the Ethical Ball video, if you haven't seen it, that's fine. We just have started posting Reels on Instagram, Shorts on YouTube, TikToks on TikToks. I guess they're just called TikToks. They're the same videos, but I post them to all the platforms, trying to get our name out there a little bit, which we have not done on the show in the past. We have some comments that I want to bring to Dom's attention. There's a lot of comments. We've had a lot of comments. A lot of them are just on the video themselves, like people engaging, and that's fine. But this was yesterday that this happened, and I thought it was really funny. So yesterday I uploaded the video from our trivia episode with the games played, most games played all time, the top 10 list that I had you go through.
Okay.
Okay. And I edit these shorts to make them pretty quick, like it's not like you sitting there like, is it, I cut all that stuff out and it's just like name, yes, no, name, yes, no, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
In the video, after I give you the prompt, you say LeBron James, and I say, yep, number two. Then you say Michael Jordan. And I was like, no, not Michael Jordan. Those two retired years. And then it cuts on to like the next player, and we just keep going, right?
Yeah.
MJ guess screams casual is what big SOS. I can't even read this name. This guy said MJ guess screams casual. It has 4 likes. I responded as ethical ball, of course, and I said, sometimes you just got to throw the greats into every all-time category. That's who comes to mind, you know. Somebody responded to that, nope. and, and and then I
Sick,
said,
sick.
cut my man some slack. I put him on the spot with some random trivia, and no one else has engaged. And then there's an additional comment that said, left this comment and then kept scrolling after he said MJ. So you guessing Michael Jordan for top 10 games all time played, just I imagine because most people think he's the greatest player of all time. So that's why you were just like, yeah, I'll throw him out there. Like, why not?
Yeah.
You're a casual. So how do you respond to these allegations?
I'm not gonna defend myself. I don't here's the thing. I guessed Michael Jordan because he is one of the best of all time. I was wrong. Move on. Is that
Uh,
is that
do
good?
we do we do we pride ourselves here on being like expert ball knowers of the highest degree?
No, well, also thank you for saying that bit too, because like I do not sit and like look at all these lists and stats and everything. I very much love the game of basketball. It's obviously why I'm making a podcast about doing it, and like I love talking about it. I know a lot of recent stuff because you know what? I wasn't there in the 90s. I wasn't really watching that stuff, and I don't go back to like really get into it. Um, so maybe in some eyes I am a casual fan, but here's the thing: if someone asks me to get, if I can ask anyone on the street and be like, guess 10 Pelicans players in the last 2 years, no one could do it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm a little bit more than just a casual fan. I'm not
There's
gonna,
levels.
yeah, I'm not gonna say I'm like an expert because I'm not. I'm absolutely not an expert. If you've listened to us and you've been here, you know I'm not an expert. The
We're
reason
not experts, and we also say that. We're
all the
never
time.
like we're the highest basketball knowledge. We're right every time. We may jokingly say that, but we're never like
Yeah.
we're not ESPN stat heads screaming at the television about our take being the right take. That's not the thing we do.
No, if it was my job to know all this stuff, I would. I would. But it's not. And I just enjoy it. And the reason why I also like I don't want us to pray I mean we don't, but I want people to think we're experts is because, this I want this podcast to be different than other basketball podcasts because a lot of them assume you already know everything about the game and just,
Mhm.
tell you like new information. I like to think of this podcast as like a bridge between casual fans and experts and those other podcasts. So that's why I really want to break down if there's something said like a two-way contract and no one I know what it is. Someone might not. We want to break it down, you know.
And
Um
you've done a great job for us over at 22 Man Game with this too. With our first couple episodes, you've been
mm,
like, "Hey guys, you talked about this. I don't know what that is." And I was like, "That's a good point. Let's go." And then we went back and defined it in a later
yeah,
episode. So
which I appreciate. But yeah, I mean, you can okay, you can call me casual, but
I just
yeah,
thought it was funny.
it is hilarious. They might know more, and that's fine. But we're the ones with the podcast, and we're the ones that enjoy talking about it and having a good time. So just join the conversation. Don't shut it
Yeah,
down. You know,
yeah,
it's fine. It's fun. We're doing trivia for fun. We're not doing trivia for money or whatever. We're just having a good
right.
time. So
It's just
that's
just
my
a little.
response. Casual
That's
is
that's a
hilarious.
that's a great response. That's going to be clipped into a short as a
Please
response.
do. And it's just gonna be that. That is what a casual fan would say. This is all the comments. Like left once the guy said, "I'm not casual." And it left. Oh
Oh man,
man.
it's
Well,
good to be
here's
back.
it's good to be back. You know what? Here's the th you know what's crazy? I don't think casual fans talk about this. Are we going to talk about who's going to be coaching over there in New York? We're going to talk about
We
that.
know the head coach, but now they have a new associate coach. Tell us, please.
Yeah, yeah. So Hornets assistant Chris Gent agreed to a deal to become the associate head coach of the Knicks under Mike Brown, whom we talked about a couple episodes ago, I think. I
Hmm.
don't know much about Chris Gent. I guess
Nope.
that makes me casual. Um, so I'm just
He's
gonna
on the
say
Hornets.
it.
That's not a good sign. But
Yeah,
I looked into a little bit to his coaching career. He's been at a
yeah,
lot of places as an assistant. Pretty well respected around the league, it seems. So good.
yeah.
Good. Yay,
Awesome.
Knicks, I
Congrats,
guess.
congrats to Chris Gent.
Congratulations. And congratulations to Billy Donovan signing a multi-year contract extension with the Bulls. What are we doing?
Is it?
What are
Is
we
it?
doing,
Is it
Chicago?
congratulations? I mean, congrats to him.
Congrats to
Sorry, I'm
him.
sorry to the Chicago Bulls fans. See,
Yeah.
I have a bad feeling
Not a bad
that
coach, by the way. We don't think he's a bad
no, it's
coach.
just for this situation. I don't think
Yeah.
he's all. So I feel like you know how many teams right now are paying a coach that's not coaching for them? I can think of like Monty Williams for the Pistons. I can think
Hmm.
of Tom Thibodeau for the New York Knicks.
Yeah.
I have a
Yeah,
feeling
yeah,
Billy Donovan might be added to that list.
yeah.
So now again, now that he's a bad coach, I just don't think the situation with the Bulls, like they've been in this mediocre space for years now, and you know I respect that they have, instead of blaming the coach, they've been trying to retool and like trying to rebuild. But maybe it's time. Honestly, I mean, you already started to blow it up, which is great. You still got you got Vucevic, which you got to get rid of. But after that, it's a brand new team that you didn't have a couple years ago. Maybe a new coach will kind of unlock that. But congrats to Billy
Yeah, they
Donovan.
they need an identity, and
Yeah,
I feel like he is good with established talent at figuring out that identity, but a young rebuilding team like this, I feel like they need a rebuilding coach. And Billy
yeah,
Donovan just doesn't really scream rebuilding coach. That's
no,
all. That's all
yeah.
we're saying.
You know what? You know what's crazy? I agree with you.
Thanks. I
Yeah.
appreciate that. Let's talk
Um,
about some contracts.
let us please. Bryce McGowan signed a two-way deal with the Pelicans. What team was he on before?
I know what team he was on a long time ago. He was on the Hornets. I don't know what team he was on after the Hornets. If he was on another team, maybe the Blazers, but I'm not sure. Do you know?
Nope.
Uh,
I wanted to like set you
too
up
bad we're
because I had a
casuals. That's
feeling you've ever
unfortunate.
dude, are we gonna talk about the whole the whole episode?
It's funny. It's
It is funny. But
He
yeah, I
was on the
mean,
Blazers, by the way. I was right.
nice. That's why I set you up because I knew you would know it. But congrats to him with the
We saw him in
Pelicans.
summer league. I don't know if you remember that.
The name sounds familiar. That's
Yeah.
why I knew how to say it and everything. Um,
Another legend, Javante Green, used to be on the Pelicans,
mhm.
now signed a two-way deal with the Pistons. A 1 year deal with the Pistons, not a two-way deal. I like read the Bryce McGowan's line
Yeah,
instead.
yeah,
I signed a 1 year deal with the Pistons. I like Javante Green as like a defensive wing. Kind of has just bounced around since having a pretty good year on the Bulls a couple years ago.
yeah.
Just kind of going from team to team, but I think he can be kind of a locker room guy, plug-in guy. Maybe we'll see.
Yeah, yeah, he definitely can play NBA minutes. So I mean, on the Pistons, if they have some injury stuff happening, then he might like pop into the lineup and play a couple minutes here and there. But yeah, I think Javante Green's a good basketball player, deserves to be on a team. So welcome to the Pistons. Welcome to Detroit. Ricky
Detroit.
Council, the fourth, not to be
That's
confused
right.
with three, two, or one,
Correct.
signed a 1 year deal with the Nets.
You know what team he
Congratulations,
was on?
Ricky. Wasn't he in the 76ers?
He was. He was. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, casual
Only something an
fans
expert would
checks.
know.
um,
Chris Boucher. By the way, I like Ricky Council. The Nets are a disaster. I don't even want to talk about
let's not.
them. Chris Boucher signed a 1 year deal with the Celtics, which I
Hmm.
guess is fine because when I thought about their centers, like Luka Garza, Xavier Tillman, it wasn't screaming talent over there. So
Yeah.
the thing that's sad about it though is he is now leaving the 2019 Raptors championship team, the last one that was still there, leaving the Raptors and going on to a new place. He was and is the Raptors franchise record holder in points, rebounds, and blocks off of the bench because I don't know if he ever started a game for Toronto, but he did play a lot of minutes there over the past 6 seasons or so and racked up a lot of stats. I didn't even know they kept tallies of points, rebounds, and blocks off of the bench. I guess it
Yeah.
wouldn't be that hard to figure out, but cool.
Yeah, it was funny because I was reading this at first and then I didn't see off the bench and I was like, no way is he the franchise record holder in points, rebounds, and blocks.
Right,
But
right.
off the bench makes sense. But yeah, no, it's sad to see. I feel like we've seen a couple of guys that were like on a team that we thought would just kind of be there until like, the end of their career or until
Right.
they just and Chris Boucher was definitely one of those guys to me. Like to me, he's always been a Raptor. I don't know if he has been a lifer, but he definitely
As far as
feels
I
like
know, but yeah.
yeah. So it's strange to see, but good deal for the Celtics. I wish um maybe another team picked him up just so I could root because I like him as a player. He's a really good player. So he's also not as old as I thought. I don't know why I thought he was old, but he's like just because he's on the 2019 team doesn't mean he's old. That's like just six
Yeah, I
years
think
ago.
he's like 31, 32 nowadays.
Yeah,
He was
which
he
is
was he was like 25, yeah, when they won the championship. So
yeah. But yeah, I mean, congrats to him. Just getting a deal somewhere. And I know the Raptors are like in a weird middle ground space, so maybe he just a new maybe he'll be good for the Celtics. So congrats to him.
we shall
Uh,
see.
yeah, talking about the Celtics, they traded George Niang and two second-round picks to the Jazz for RJ Luis Jr.
Undrafted rookie, by the way.
Thank you for that because I was gonna say, this guy. Don't know who
Hmm.
this guy is. So now the
Jazz
Jazz
rule.
have George Niang. Sick. I
The
love that for
Jazz
them.
have a disaster of players on their roster right now.
Here's the thing. We're gonna talk about it a little bit later. It's definitely gonna come up. We're gonna be talking about this. Yeah, I guess they did it for the two second round picks from the
Yeah, for
Celtics,
sure.
which makes sense. And I mean, I don't know what they'll do if he'll play minutes over there or
Do you know why the
because
Celtics did it?
uh the money, I'm assuming.
It's money. Yeah, under
Yeah.
the second apron now, I believe.
Yeah. So that makes sense. And I mean, here's the thing, George Niang played like some really good minutes last year for the Cavaliers and for the Hawks.
And they got
Um
traded twice this
I
summer.
know, but it was just because he was like part of
Modern
the DeAndre
slavery, huh?
Hunter. Oh my God, the DeAndre Hunter deal, right? So like,
Yeah.
and then he was part of the Porzingis deal, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
somewhere
Yes.
because it was like a three-team thing. But yeah,
Hmm.
so I like it for the Celtics. I guess for money, um, makes sense. I hate it for the Jazz for obvious reasons, but you know, congrats to RJ Luis for going to a team that's probably not competing this year, but maybe next year.
Yeah. We'll see. We'll see how the Celtics look.
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges extension talk. Mikal Bridges signed a 4-year, $150 million extension with the Knicks with a player option in 2029 and a
My
trade
God.
kicker, meaning that his contract will go up 15% if he is traded. That's what a trade kicker is. 4 years, 150. I think it's not that crazy based on like what I'm remembering about contracts in my head and where they kind of look for the league now. I feel like his
Hmm.
last contract with the Nets was bigger than this contract, but that contract may have also been 5 years. So I'm not sure if that's what is tripping me up. 4 years, 150. I can't do math. It's like
It's
just shy of 40 million a year. Yeah.
yeah, 37.5. Yeah, it's a lot. It's a lot of money. But the Knicks can afford it because Brunson took that pay cut, which is awesome.
For the second time.
Yeah. So like like Mikal Bridges is definitely a player of that caliber, especially because like if we were in the this was the NBA a couple years ago, I think 37.5 is way too much for him.
Right.
But now because everything's kind of going up, and also he proved last year. I mean, he is a playoff riser. He really did. They were able to win that Celtics series because he got those defensive stops, at the end. of those games. So I definitely think he deserves it. I hope he sticks around. I think it's really funny when teams will add like a trade kicker on there. I think Miles Turner also got a trade kicker on his contract.
Hmm.
Because it's like I don't want to be traded again. So like if you do, you're gonna regret it. Which I
Well, it's the
find
team they get traded to has to pay
I
the
know,
extra
but
money.
it's
So,
still like then who wants to you know what I mean? Then it still makes the other team not want to as much because they'll have to pay more. So
mm. Yeah,
right,
that's fair.
you know, yeah,
That's
yeah.
fair.
So
That's
I
fair.
still think it's still a little bit of that going on. But yeah, great player. 4 years is a good length of time for him. Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I mean, the Knicks are, I think, walking into the next season, and obviously we will have an episode where we predict records and awards and such.
yeah,
But I think they're clearly a top two team in the East next season, with the Celtics and Pacers both having their best player out.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
so
They're up there.
gotta keep your guys.
Yeah. You know what else is a really good contract, I think? Let's talk about it. De'Aaron Fox signed a 4-year, $229 million max extension with the Spurs.
Now you know I have a
Um,
De'Aaron Fox jersey.
you sure do.
Is it a
You-
good contract?
No, no. So I said that before I read it. So no. Here's the thing about that though. As a casual,
That's
I just
awfully
kind of read
casual
it.
of you.
Yeah, yeah. No, I meant what I meant to say was here's another contract.
There you go.
4 years, 229 million is a lot of money for De'Aaron Fox. But this is the one reason why I think it's okay.
Okay.
Do I think he's worth this much now after only being on the Spurs for 1 year? I mean, probably
Not
not
even.
even a whole year. Not yeah. Yeah. So
And he was injured. He played like 20 games. I think
I know.
if I'm not mistaken, I think he played 4 or 5 games with Victor Wembanyama
Yeah,
before he
that's
went out
not
with
a
that blood clot.
yeah. So it's a lot of money, but the only reason why I'm kind of like, okay, the Spurs can afford it.
That's true.
For now. And that's the only reason why I think it's okay because Wimby is still not going to be getting his whatever max extension or a lot of money at some point. Everyone else on the team is pretty young. And the only people there really with like a bigger contract are going to be like Luke Cornett, who they just signed. I guess Kelly Olynyk, but he's like
Not the name I
not
was expecting to come out of your mouth, Luke
not that.
Cornett, the first one.
I know, but I'm just trying to think of the people they've signed recently with like
Vassell
a lot of
was on
money.
like a,
Devin
I think
Vassell.
he did 5 years, 125 or something like that.
Yeah, but it's 25. It's like not crazy.
Hmm.
It's just adding up. So, um, yeah, I like De'Aaron Fox. I like him a lot on the Spurs. I think it fits well. I think it's going to be good for them. Is it a lot of money? Yes. Time will tell. 4 years is maybe it's a kind of a long contract. And a lot of money to be attached to. I would think maybe a 3 year would make more 3 year max, just because then I think that lines up. I'd have to look at the
Hmm.
timeline because as long as it lines up with other people's contracts, then I think it's okay. But what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, with getting Castle last year and Harper this year, two young guards in the draft that are probably the quote unquote future of the Spurs, alongside Wemby, of course. He's their building block piece. I think Fox can be a good-ish, good to great. I don't know. He'll be somewhere in there. Starting guard. I say good to great because like point guard is like the most loaded position in the NBA. There's so many talents out there. Obviously a good player. For the time being, with Wimby, help Wimby develop and the Spurs succeed a little earlier than most teams probably do, coming from that rebuilding phase, and can also kind of mentor those young guards in the process. Hopefully, that's the idea. Obviously, De'Aaron Fox has always kind of been a good guy in his career, but he's never exactly been on the winningest teams over there in Sacramento and now on the Spurs last year. So it's not like he's like this amazing playoff guy that they have gathered and paid, but I think it's a guy that most teams would be happy with. Is it a little overpay? Probably. But like you mentioned, it's the Spurs, and not typically a team with Wemby. This could be different, but not typically a team that your max free agents are running to sign with in the offseason. So, and like you mentioned with the young guys like Harper and Castle, they won't have to be paid for a while,
Yeah,
so it's fine.
yeah, yeah. It's
The
fine.
West is stacked, though. The West is stacked.
It is. I'm really curious to see how the Spurs team kind of, matches up with these other teams. I'm excited to break it down.
Yeah.
Anyways, you
All
know
right.
what else happened?
What else you I know what else you're excited about. You're excited about while you're out on vacation. You get the notification. Look at the phone.
Tell me.
Luka Doncic, 3 years, 165 million max extension with a player option in 2028. Crazy that because Luka was traded to the Lakers, he no longer qualified for the Supermax. So he only got 3 years, 165. That seems low for Luka, but it's literally the most amount of money they could have given him. I think it makes sense for him to take this deal because he'll enter free agency sooner, declines that player option, and then get the Supermax that he probably should have gotten.
Yeah.
But he didn't because he was traded because that rule is silly.
Yeah.
How does Mr. Laker over there feel?
Well, as Luka Doncic, a casual fan who really loves Luka Doncic, he's probably one of my favorite players in the league right. I mean, he's one of my favorite players in the league right now, if not my favorite. Being on the Lakers, staying with the Lakers, deserves the max, deserves all the money. I want him to be happy. I want him to stick around for his entire career. So I am very happy with this. I'm glad there was, some consensus about staying here. I also saw, after the contract was signed, like he went out with some of the other players in the Lakers and Rob Pelinka, and they went out to like Vegas and just like had a good time in Vegas, going to see like the Backstreet Boys at the Sphere, went to the casino to gamble. It was just like he was like meeting fans too. So it was like just seems like you're just having fun, having a good time. So I'm glad that the Lakers are making sure he's happy, and I am just excited to watch more Luka basketball. I mean, Luka Laker basketball specifically. I mean, we only had half a year of it, not even half a year last year. So his first full year is coming up, and I mean, I already know I'm going to go to at least one Lakers game. There's no way. I mean, I'm not going to go with LeBron, with Luka. I mean, must watch
Yeah,
basketball for me. So I'm very ecstatic. I think the number, give him as much money as he wants. I think that's totally
right,
fine. Literally. And then yeah, what you mentioned, like if he does like final player option, we give him a super max. I'm okay with it. I don't,
right.
like literally whatever. He's one of the best
Wait, have
players in
you
the game.
have you seen anything about the like cryptic LeBron stuff too?
No.
There's like I think it's basically nothing, and people are like, "Ooh, look at this!" It's like his what's his agent's name? It's like a really famous Rich Paul.
Rich Paul, yeah.
Yeah, um, him and LeBron were I don't know, like they like made
Oh,
videos or posts or something. You know what I'm talking about?
I know.
I
No,
don't
so
know. I
they were
don't know the details.
they were hanging out. So it was LeBron, Rich Paul, and Nikola Jokic's manager hanging out on a boat in, I don't think it was in Serbia, but it was like somewhere in Europe.
Mm,
And then there was like rumors like, oh, is he trying to build like a super team in Denver, like trying to get LeBron to Denver, or like get Jokic to LA, blah blah blah, whatever. I think they just know, because the thing is, people in that business, everyone knows everybody, so like they're probably just like hanging out. It could be other. It doesn't have to be basketball related. It could be anything else.
I
So
feel like
I'm
he
not.
knows too. I feel like he knows that people will react like really dramatically, and it's kind of fun for him.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, when you have that much money, there's not a lot that can entertain you. So messing with like people like us is like the only really pure joy you can get. So I
Messing
get
with the
that.
casuals of the world.
Yeah, quit messing with the casuals, man. I'm over here like, why is LeBron leaving? Um, yeah, but yeah. Back on a side note, I know you're gonna mention this too, but like I've been seeing this a lot too. Luca looks
Yeah,
very fit.
yeah.
He was on the cover of Men's Health, and he is playing Euro ball right now with Slovenia, and he's looking a lot like, I wouldn't say slim because but he looks like he's really gotten more muscular, and his face is like not as puffy. Um, so yeah, I'm just I Nico Harrison created a monster. I can't
I
wait
was
to
gonna
see
say,
what.
do you think it's out of spite? I feel like it
I don't
has
think
to
it's.
be.
Well, so I mean, watching a lot of like, I personally think that to unlock a version of yourself to get to a championship, you have to like play into a psyche, like a winner take all. Like if you're not first, you're last. Like you have to like be an alpha, basically. And this
Mm.
comes from a lot of like watching like documentaries about Kobe, Magic Johnson, Michael Jordan, whatever. They're always talking about how like they have to get in a zone where they is basically like kill or be killed. And I think maybe this situation is an opportunity for Luka to unlock that kind of like killer mentality just to be like a beast and like be the best he can at this game. So um, I think it's all like psyche. I personally don't think he's probably that bitter, but I think to unlock that monster within, you have to kind of buy into, hey, they did this on purpose to hurt you. Your turn. It's now my turn to hurt them on the court. You know.
Gotta
So
go down before he can go up.
damn right. It's that Mamba mentality. Call me crazy. Um, but anyways, you
Yes,
know what I got
sir.
really excited about, and what I really can't wait to talk about
What's
is the schedules.
is that really? You're very excited about that?
Well, because
Okay.
whenever the schedule comes out, I just start like literally making. I think I send you a list every year. I start making a list of the games I want to go to.
Mm-hmm.
And
Start foaming at the mouth.
yeah, I unlock that monster within, and I just that killer mentality, killer be kill. I got to be at this game in
Casual
LA
becomes expert.
in one season. Watch me. But yeah, no, we got the schedule for opening night, Christmas Day, and MLK Day, and I want to break it down with you right now.
Let's do it.
So opening night, we got your Houston Rockets versus the defending champions, Oklahoma City Thunder. Tell me how you feel.
They are diabolical for this one. Um, it's hilarious. Making Kevin Durant go to Oklahoma City for a ring ceremony is really funny. So good on the NBA for that. Obviously, I think a lot of people are high on the Rockets for the offseason that we had, and the Thunder just won the championship, and they still look really good. It's a great game. No
Yeah,
complaints. It's
totally
funny.
agree.
It's just funny for Kevin Durant.
No, it really is, and like maybe that unlocks the monster within. I'm just
There,
gonna keep
there you
talking about that all. Maybe that unlocks then
go.
the casual becomes the expert for Kevin Durant. No, yeah, I'm super excited for that game. That's gonna be incredible. Very smart for the scheduling. And then we got Warriors at Lakers for the second
hmm
game on opening day, opening night. What do you think about that?
Uh, I've seen LeBron versus Steph 100 times. I don't care about the Warriors. I don't care about. I kind of care about the Lakers. I care about Luka. I mean, it's to be expected, I guess. Not amazing, but it's not horrible. It's not like Wizards versus Hornets opening night. It's
Why would you even say no one's watching that. I'm not even watching that.
yeah,
Damn it.
it's just like it's fatigue. I'm fatigued. I'm
Yeah.
fatigued.
I mean, even when I read it, I was a little bit like, I mean, honestly, I kind of was, I would rather have like Nuggets at Lakers, because there's
hmm
been that like, kind of more in more recent years, that kind of just Western Conference rivalry. Or how about a team that's not in the Western Conference?
Yeah, four Western teams on opening night.
Isn't that pretty crazy?
Well, I guess the to be fair of it is like Pacers, Celtics, both their best players are injured. They were
Yeah.
just in the Eastern Conference Finals. Yes. I was like, where did they
Yeah.
play? It was the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah.
No, they played the
No,
Knicks in
no,
the Eastern
I was gonna
Conference
say
Finals.
like it could be Knicks Pacers,
Yeah.
which I mean isn't maybe not as like star heavy, but like makes more sense. Or like Cavaliers Knicks, like. But I guess we'll talk about that in a little bit. But yeah, I think it's a little weird. That's just for Western Conference, but we do know that the Western Conference is loaded and stacked. So, in that respect, I think it's a good opening night. I get it.
hmm
I get the fatigue with Warriors Lakers. I think Rockets Thunder is going to be a
It'll be
better
awesome.
game just because it's just be really fun to see like Kevin Durant in a New Jersey again. So,
Yes,
um,
sir.
okay, tell me about Christmas Day. What do we got?
Christmas Day. So you mentioned Cavs and Knicks. Well, you got that on Christmas
Yeah,
Day.
I did totally
There you
forgot.
go. Yeah, definitely. I think this had to be one of the marquee matchups. I think these are the expected top two teams going in to the next season in the Eastern Conference, with the Bucks it being Giannis and miscellaneous, and then the 76ers. Who knows what's going on with that team? So I think this makes sense. Definitely like that. At the Garden, of course, has to be.
Yeah,
But that is going to be the only mention of Eastern Conference on Christmas Day because we're going the rest of the way. Spurs at Thunder. This one feels a little forced. It's a forced Wimby Chet thing that
yeah,
they're still trying to do. Eh, it's
yeah.
weird.
I felt the same. I thought it was a little random. It could have been like, I feel like just someone that's a little bit higher up in the Western Conference, or like projected to be higher up. I was gonna say like Timberwolves Thunder, but I guess they're already playing later. Um,
Timberwolves Thunder would have been also a conference finals matchup
I
rematch.
know,
So I mean,
yeah.
like that's good. You want to do that.
Yeah, but I get it. I mean, a Wemby on Christmas Day, I get it. Throwing the Spurs in there, and against Chet, I mean, I get it. I'm okay with it. I think it's
Yeah,
going to be a good game still because I think they're both young teams and like it'll be a fun game for
yeah,
sure.
yeah. I mean, too, like the teams themselves are fine. It's a strange pairing.
Yeah,
And then Rockets at Lakers. Where will we be? In
dude.
the Houston area, because that's where we
So
always are on Christmas.
we were so close. We're so
If they would
close,
have just played in Houston, I would have been
dude.
spending way too much money to watch a basketball game on Christmas Day.
Absolutely. I would have been like, "Hey, Dad, love ya. Going to the game. They want to
You can
come
come
with?"
too. Yeah.
Shout out, of course. He'd probably be like, "I'm gonna stay in. It's Christmas." Like, yeah, I get it. I'm gonna go spend way too much money. Man, when I saw that, I got a little. I mean, I'm very excited to watch Rockets
hmm
Lakers on Christmas Day. It's gonna be awesome. But man, when I saw it was in LA, I was so bummed, so bummed. But maybe they'll be playing around a time, the holidays in Houston. Maybe we can still go to a game or something like that. Because it was really cool when we did go to that. Was that 2, 3 years ago when we went to Lakers Rockets game? Um,
hmm
it
That
wasn't
was
on
fun.
Christmas, but yeah, it was still a really fun game.
And then we went to Rockets Knicks on like New Year's Eve.
That was awesome. Also, we saw Mavericks Rockets, and we saw a Luka 50 piece.
Yeah.
Pretty
We
cool.
saw but we've been to that stadium quite a bit.
Yeah, I know you went way more than me at one point. But yeah, Rockets at Lakers is going to be a really fun game. I think because Rockets will be good, Lakers will be good. Just two of the some of the best Western Conference teams playing. So
Yeah.
I like it.
Then we have Mavericks at Warriors. Uh,
Uh-oh, Clay's coming
uh,
home again.
uh, I'm just so Warriors fatigued. I don't care. I just don't care. I
Yeah,
I would have even liked Heat at Warriors. I would have liked that more, I think. Jimmy,
really?
the Jimmy and
Yeah,
Wiggins element of it, I think would have been more interesting. We did the Clay thing. It was a marquee game last year,
yeah,
and
yeah.
Clay is washed.
Yeah. Well, I was
So,
also gonna say it seems like they're trying to keep it to each conference. Like they're trying to keep it West versus West, East versus East.
which
Which
is
is
strange.
interesting. I guess because they meet that way 4 times, whereas the other way it's
Yeah.
only 2 times. So like I guess
Yeah,
I
and you know
get
what they
that.
love to do? They say, let's play our two games back to back, and then you can never ever see that team again.
Yeah. But yeah, Mavericks at Warriors. I think the Mavericks are gonna be a lot better than people think, especially when everyone's gonna be healthy.
hmm
So I think they're gonna be really
No
good. But
Kyrie for a while, but
yeah.
after when he comes back.
Oh, it's okay. They have D'Lo. So, Warriors, there's this old, they're old. I'm like, besides seeing Steph, Jimmy, and Draymond, I'm like, who cares about this team?
Win
Literally,
post, let's go.
literally loved Kevon Looney. Not even there anymore. So I can't even look
My
forward to his
favorite
minutes.
Warrior. Him and Eric
Literally,
Pasch.
it's just like so like Otto Porter Jr. for me. But
He was there for 1 year.
I know,
And won a
I
ring.
I know.
Shout out
And he
Otto
was like,
Porter.
peace. But yeah, Mavericks at Warriors it'll be a good game. I guess if everyone's healthy.
Cooper Flag, that's fun.
Yeah. Yeah, first round pick. So I get that.
Lastly, wrapping up the night, Wolves at Nuggets. This was a very fun round two series. This
Hmm.
past two playoffs they played in round
Well,
two, right?
last year it was like it was the second round, yeah, semifinals, and then Wolves went to the Western Conference Finals. Yeah, I mean Wolves and Nuggets is going to be fun
Oh
because
no,
that
the
that
Nuggets played the Thunder last year. They didn't play the Wolves. It was just that last year,
it was just
just the
yeah,
two
so
years ago.
it is a 2 years ago thing, but it was a good series. Every game that they play is always super close. Really interested to see just in general this Nuggets team play
Hmm.
Timberwolves. I'm going to talk about them in a little bit. We'll see how they are doing this year um, with some of their additions or lack thereof. We'll talk about that.
Fair.
But yeah, I mean, as the last slate of the night, cool. Two good.
Yeah,
You
it's a
got
good game.
two superstars, Anthony Edwards and Nikola Jokic. So
Yeah, so Caps Knicks being the only Eastern Conference marquee matchups in Christmas and opening night is kind of crazy. But we
very
got one
cool.
more set of games to get to.
We do. We got MLK Day 2026. We got the first game is going to be Bucks versus Hawks. Um,
Atlanta has to host a game. They didn't do it last year, and I gave them a lot of flack for it. And I know Adam Silver heard me, so
yeah. So thank you. Thank you, Damon, actually, just in general, thank you.
you're welcome.
But yeah, I mean, so what do you think? Bucks Hawks? I mean, it's kind of like it seems like it's not really even like a rivalry or anything.
No, it seems like kind of a random matchup,
Yeah.
but I guess that's okay. I'm glad Atlanta's hosting a game. I guess the league wants Giannis to have at least one of these kind of marquee day games, which makes sense. Giannis is a top five player in the NBA. I get it. This you're
Top
doing
three.
three.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that. He's a top. You're right. Yeah, sorry, Giannis. My bad. That was casual of me. Top three.
Hey, casual. That's on me. That's on me.
Uh, yeah,
And then we got Thunder versus Cavaliers.
random.
Have you? Well, I mean, but it's the first West versus East that we've
Yeah.
seen. So
Finals preview question mark?
pretty cool. No, I don't think so. But good talk. Good talk. Yeah,
Okay.
Thunder Cavaliers. I mean, there'll be two just really good teams in the West and the East. So
I guess
sure.
the two one seeds. Maybe that was the idea last year. They had the
Yeah,
two one seeds.
yeah, that makes sense. I get that. And then we got Mavericks versus Knicks. Coop in the Madison Square Garden, I guess.
Yeah, that must be what they're going for. I, the Knicks and Mavericks have traded a lot of players to each other.
Yeah,
I
Tim
can.
Hardaway Jr.,
There you go.
Porzingis,
There you go.
Brunson. Although they didn't trade, that was just a
Yeah, but
sign.
still, the idea's there.
Yeah.
How about DeAndre Jordan?
What the hell? When did that happen? That's so casual of me, man. I'm sorry. I don't
Tyson
even remember
Chandler,
him being on the Knicks. Tyson Chandler.
uh, Jason Kidd. Like they've had a lot of players play for both of those teams. It's weird.
Interesting. Yeah, I guess it's. I feel like it's more of a Cooper flag in the Gardens,
Yeah, it's
but
definitely not that. I just wanted to point that
yeah,
out.
no. That is or like Brunson, or I mean, against his old team, but it's been like 3 years already.
It's
So
been, we're over
yeah,
that. And Luca's not even there
yeah,
anymore. Like,
yeah.
who
It's
cares?
yeah, and then we got last but not least, Celtics versus Pistons. Shout out
Yeah.
Detroit.
Shout out Detroit getting yourself a game for the first time since the Bad Boy Pistons. Not really, but um, weird matchup that they chose to go with. I'm happy the Pistons got one. I think the Pistons will be good next year. The Celtics are the Celtics.
Yeah. I
Strange.
mean, I wonder if it's just because last year, like and it was a first round, like the Pistons were able to take it to 6 games. But even then, it's not like it was
They
really.
played the Knicks, not the Celtics.
So here's the thing about that. That's so casual of me. I'm wrong. Um, no, but yeah. So then that even makes less sense. So
Yeah,
I thought it was
exactly.
maybe
Yeah.
going to be like a playoff rematch, but
Yeah.
I am happy Detroit is getting like a marquee game though.
Oh, for sure, for
Pretty
sure.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, the matchup itself is kind of like whatever, but I am glad that the Pistons are there. The Celtics are also kind of whatever because of the Tatum injury, but I guess they're
Yeah.
still the Celtics, so you have to have to throw them a bone.
Yeah.
No
It will.
76ers national games so far. I
Yeah.
mean, they will have national games. Every team has nationally televised games, but
Yeah.
the holiday games.
Right. Yeah, these are the ones when like most people watch because like it's a day off, or for a
Right.
lot of people and whatnot. So, yeah, I mean, I am gonna be watching every single one of these like I do every year for
That's
sure.
not very casual of you.
Yeah, it seems pretty expert. Stupid. Yeah, I mean, well, it's one of my favorite traditions now is like I'm just back in Texas Christmas Day and just like on the couch like watching just every single game
Especially
coming
because your
out.
dad loves basketball. So that's the other thing too, right? It's
Yeah,
like
so
it
it's
would be
nice.
different if he didn't like it, but
And
it's
he
like
was
you can bond over it.
and he's casual because he'll ask me stuff. I'm like, "Who's that guy?" I'm like, "Oh my God, you don't know. Oh my God, you don't
You don't
know
know
who
Jordan Walsh?
you don't know Miles McBride? Oh my God. Deuce,
Deuce,
Deuce."
Deuce.
Yeah.
Real fans call him Deuce.
Real fans call him. Wait, the Knicks. Oh, they are. I was about to say the Knicks aren't even playing on Christmas Day, but they are. It's the first game.
We did
Um,
just talk about that,
I know, man.
actually.
This is so casual of me. But anyways, yeah, I'm
Uh,
stoked for all these games. I'm glad that it's finally out. I can't wait for the schedule. I want to talk about that. Probably next
mhm.
time or something like that. But I think it's time to transition, dude. Should we
Let's
transition?
transition into our segment today that maybe I should have announced earlier because we keep referencing that we're going to talk about it, but we haven't actually
No,
said what
but
it is. It's
that's
on
why
the
it keeps the
title.
people here. It keeps the people here,
It's on the title if you
glued.
read the title.
Yeah, read the
Uh,
title. Come
it's
on.
there. So, Dom and I have both chosen our five worst off seasons overall as a team and our five best off seasons overall as a team. Maybe you can phrase it as favorite, least favorite. Best and worst is more topical, and we'll get more people to comment that you're a casual. So, there you go.
We're all about the casual comment.
Dom, how do you want to do this? Do you want to start with worst or best? I obviously I like going 5 to 1 in these. I like going from like, the least of the best to the best of the best, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
But which one do you want to start with first?
I think we should talk about worst because I think worst is going to be more of a conversation than best because I think
Okay.
there's been a lot of consensus about the best. I
Okay.
think worst is going to be a bit more interesting. So I would love to hear your number five worst off season. So this is not the
That's
worst,
what
but it's the
I was
fifth
gonna
worst.
say.
To
I was
you,
gonna say I want to hear your number five, but I'll
no, I want to
talk
hear
about mine.
yours because I want to
Uh,
see. Yeah, because I mentioned this to Damon before we started, but I have some alternates. So just in case we want to talk about other teams, but I am, I'm pretty locked in on like the top four for sure.
I will say this before we kind of dive into it. For me, finding worst off seasons was harder than finding best off seasons, which I think is like I feel like there are best off seasons. I was like, oh, I'm leaving a team or two off here. Worst
Yeah.
off seasons was like, oh, I'm really scrounging for the the final spot.
Yeah. I actually have more, but the thing is, a lot of teams I feel like are in a very similar tier for me for
Hmm.
worst off season. So that's why I kind of picked who I think is going to be worst off in that said tier, and I'll mention it whenever it comes up. But yeah, let me. Who did you have the hardest time picking to be the fifth worst off
Yeah, this
season?
this is a very light take. There were a couple of teams that came to mind. I looked through a bunch of moves, and this team I just thought made a couple of things that was like, and that is the Toronto Raptors. So I have clocking in here at number five. Here is why I have them at this position. They let bench legend Chris Boucher go. That doesn't actually matter. Just funny to, to bring that back up. I talked about this already after the draft. I didn't love their pick of Colin Murray Boyles at 9. Not because I think Colin Murray Boyles will be a bad player. I think he'll be a fine player. But he is a wing in the mold of so many players they already have on their roster, like Scotty Barnes, like Ochai Agbaji, like RJ Barrett, like all these guys that they somehow have to have minutes for. I feel like it will be difficult to develop him appropriately. And on the board still was center Kaman Maluwatch. But instead, what they did, the last thing, was pay Jakob Pertl 4 years, $100 million. I like Jakob Pertl. I think Dom likes Jakob Pertl. Maybe even the listener likes Jakob Pertl. It's a lot of money for a team that I think ultimately is going to be pretty mediocre over the course of that contract. And I don't even think, even if they were going to be a good team, that he is the guy. Like, I like him. Not a championship center. He's not the guy holding down the paint in your conference finals matchup, probably. So it was just a lot of small moves that didn't really make sense to me when I felt like there was such a clear path to go the other way.
Yeah. I think
Thoughts?
that no, I think that's a great observation. I don't have the Raptors here.
Yeah. It
But
was small
no,
little things, little
no.
things.
But I agree. I mean, like they are in a very weird spot. I'm glad you brought up the draft because I'm very not well versed. I'm
Yeah.
very casual at the draft. I'm not even going to try to say I'm an expert at the draft. But yeah, they have a lot of players I like on this team, but I don't know if they really did anything this offseason to make them better. You know what I mean? So it's just like
hmm
they're just going to stay mediocre. So I think that's a good pick for
Thank you.
fifth worst offseason. Yeah.
Who do
Uh,
you have sitting there at number five?
so I mentioned them earlier, and I'm going to talk about them
Yeah.
right now. The Utah Jazz.
Mm.
Because they added a bunch of old people. Uh,
Right.
like geriatrics, like Kyle Anderson, Kevin Love, George Niang, Yusuf Nurkic. They traded Sexton for Nurkic, and
Colin Sexton for Yusuf Nurkic. Sorry, go ahead.
one of the
You were about to
weirdest
say
trades
something.
ever. I
What?
like,
One of the most mind-boggling trade.
dude.
I still don't understand.
Yeah, and I think the Jazz did also a lot of like finally bought out Jordan Clarkson. They still have Markkinen, but they fumbled last season, off season, this off season because these are players that should not be there anymore anyways. I think they kind of did it to all this stuff too late. So I think they're just
hmm
in a weird spot. I don't like what they did for this with their off season. I think they did a gamble drafting Ace Bailey. I didn't even have this on my notes, but I just remembered like there's a whole thing of like him not wanting to
He didn't
play.
want to
Does he
go
want to
there.
play? Yeah, so it's like,
Yeah.
do I love that? I mean, I it's more of a reflection of Ace Bailey than it is of the Jazz, but still, yeah, not really a fan of. I don't really understand what they're trying to do because if they were flipping these older players, I get it, but I mean, are they going to flip all four of these before the season? I doubt it. Like they're going to play NBA minutes, and like seeing Nurkic in a Jazz jersey in 2025 is not something I want to see. It's just that you have players, you have Walker Kessler, you have Kyle Filipowski. It's like you have good young guys. Why is for Sexton no less? Like the Hornets they killed it. That was a great trade for them. But this is just yeah, fifth worst offseason. Yeah.
Yeah, typically when we do these, we will snake it, right? So you would do five and then four, and then I would do four and then three. Like we would do two in a row
Oh
after
yeah,
the
so
first one.
I can do my fourth one now, yeah.
No, well, typically, but my number four is the Utah Jazz. So I feel like we got to stay right
Oh.
here.
Okay, cool.
Um,
Yeah, tell me what you think.
Everything you said, you made the some exact points I was going to make. Very expert of you. Kyle Anderson, Kevin Love, George Yang, Yusuf Nurkic, four guys that I don't think have any business being on your rebuilding roster. And Kevin Love is like one of my favorite players of all time. So I'm not saying that because I'm a hater of any of these players. It just doesn't make a lot of sense for them. The Yusuf Nurkic one especially is insane. Even for the Hornets too, because they do have like LaMelo and Trey Mann and Nick Smith Jr. Like they have a lot of guards over there. So
Yeah.
I don't know how much opportunity he'll get. But anyways, the Jazz, I don't know. They got to figure something out. I know they accumulated some sort of asset with most of these. Like even Yusuf Nurkic, I think they may have gotten a second round pick as well, or a
Yeah,
second
I
round
think
pick went somewhere in that trade.
yeah, something like
But
that.
so like sure, I guess, but. Like, are you planning on drafting 18 second round picks? Probably not. The Ace Bailey risk you mentioned, when he mentioned he didn't want to play there, I know the talent is there though. And the one thing you didn't mention that I do want to bring up, waived Johnny Juzang, Summer League
Oh,
legend Johnny
dude,
Juzang.
dude,
We've seen at the
roulette
table, we've
legend.
seen him gamble, and they waived him.
How are you not gonna take a gamble on a gambler? How are
Right.
you not gonna gamble on the gambler?
Just you hate
Hey
to see it.
Johnny, love to see you in LA, man. The sun is shining here. I'm kidding. We don't need him. Phillips can take him. No, I'm kidding. No, yeah, it was strange. But yeah, okay, it's cool. So we're on the same page. Jazz,
Yeah.
not good. So should I do my
Let's do your four now.
my number four? Okay, so here we go. I am gonna go with because I kind of have it listed around here. I'm
Sure.
gonna say. Worst offseason, fourth. I'm gonna go with the Pacers.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
Yeah, because I think it is so detrimental to me that they did this Miles Turner.
Mm,
Uh, Not even a trade, like just like letting him go,
let him
essentially.
walk. Yeah.
You just made it to the finals. You just made it to the NBA finals, and I'm doing this for the Pacers fans because it's such a disservice to the longest tenured Pacer in a long time, and someone who really helped you get to that point to be in the finals, and you just wanted to save some money. I mean, I don't think they were flirting with the second apron or anything either. Um,
I believe this could be mistaken. This could be the casual in me. I believe that their owner is relatively cheap. Like doesn't like
yeah, that's
paying the
what
luxury tax.
which I heard. And I'm like, okay, I get that, but you just made the finals. Do
Right.
it for a season. Do it for a
Yeah.
season or two. Also, Halliburton's out, so what you're just gonna like now you know you okay, so here's the thing. You lost Miles Turner. Okay. You brought back Isaiah Jackson, James Wiseman. We like Isaiah Jackson. I get it. Starting center, not really. I think he's a great backup, not a starter. James Wiseman, we know how we feel. They added Jay Huff, legend,
Legend.
Chick-fil-A
I was
legend.
I was really
Love
hoping
Jay
you
Huff.
mentioned J Huff.
Love
Yeah.
Jay Huff. No, nothing against him. Not a starter. Cannot start for this Indian. Like it can't be the guy.
And Thomas
So,
Bryan is still a free agent. He's still out there.
just come on, come on. If you add him, this goes to number five. But yeah, I really think, especially because of just where you were. I think the Pacers are still going to be a good team. They have a lot of great players still, and losing Halliburton and Miles Turner, uh, two starters essentially on your finals team, is not great, but you do have, you still have Nimhart, you still have Pascal Siakam, you still have Benedict Mathurin. I think this is going to be a great year for them to step up. But it would have been nice. It would have been nice if you were still competitive and still maybe trying to, you know, make it to the finals again. But without Miles Turner, you're definitely not. So, and they didn't even try to address it. They could have even added, like, not that I'm a big fan of this, but maybe try to get Vucevic, try to get a stretch five or someone
Mm.
on this team. Um, there's someone around that is like help out more. Maybe get a more defensive anchored center. But yeah, I just really don't like this offseason for them. I think it's just a huge disservice to the fans. And if I was I mean, I'm a Pacers fan, but if I was a huge Pacers fan, I'd be fuming.
Fuming. Wow, that's we don't use that language around here that often. I
Well,
mean,
a casual wouldn't use that kind of language.
yeah, this is a great take by you. Actually, they don't make my list, but I like all the reasons you laid out. And the more you talked, the more I was like, yeah, they actually really just made the finals and were like okay with going back to being mediocre immediately. That is kind of wild, huh?
Yeah, it's like how can you just do that to, your fans? It's just kind of messed up, I think. But they'll be fine. Halliburton will come back. They'll be fine. It just I think when you're looking at the off season, I don't think it was a good one.
That's fair.
Yep. So tell me your number three, or do I tell you my number three?
How do you want to do it? Do you want to start sneaking now?
Yeah, let's snake.
As let's
Snake
snake.
it.
Let's give me
Get
number three.
snaked. Me? So it's
Yeah.
me. Okay, okay.
Yes.
I am gonna go with because I have kind of a list here. I will
Sure.
mention the ones I'm not, but I will say this. Okay, Sacramento Kings.
Okay. They didn't make my list. I really considered them though.
Dude,
I looked at they didn't make my list because I don't think they made necessarily horrible moves this offseason. Their team is just scary to look at though, in a bad way. Go ahead,
yes.
please. I'm sorry. I
Yeah,
should
no, no,
not
no.
keep cutting you off.
No, because that was a big point why I, didn't really wasn't sure how I felt about them, but the more I'm looking at this and thinking and like my heart is just like it's like breaking. So, it's a combination of things. So when you look at the offseason, so they signed Dennis Schroeder to a huge contract. I think it's 3 years, 45 million.
I love Dennis Schroeder.
I love Dennis Schroeder. Modern slavery. A great quote of the century,
Saying
if you
it
ask
without
me.
context is crazy.
I know. He said the NBA is like modern slavery. There we go. Boom, done. He said it. But love Dennis Schroeder. Loved him on the Lakers both times. but he is not worth
Can
that
we
hit
not let him
rate.
wear 71 anymore? Can we can we figure something else out?
I think he's going to be 17 with the Kings. I don't think
We'll
anyone has
see.
17. Yeah. But anywho, I like Dennis Schroeder. That doesn't address your point guard issues, and also probably could have gotten him cheaper or just someone else that's similar enough. You traded Valanciunas for Dario Saric,
Yeah.
which makes zero sense. Now you have no backup center. You don't have a reliable backup center. It's just a bonus. So what you like? I wasn't a huge fan of Valanciunas being on the Kings. I didn't think it fit that well, but now you're really screwed.
Yeah.
And also in doing so, you just made the Nuggets like like my favorite for the West, probably. You know what I mean? Because it's like
Right.
now they are a competent, like have a competent backup. So it's like you're making your competition even better, and you're just like tanking. And then you also lost Jake LaRavia, which it's not he's not a huge name, but he was a really good player last year for them, and he's young. He wasn't going to be super expensive, and you didn't have enough money to pay him. I'm like, this team is expensive, and you're not going to be good. I think
Expensive and
it's
bad is a dangerous combination.
yeah, yeah. So that's why for me, like, it was a really bad offseason because they didn't even try to address any of these issues. They're like, okay, we're really expensive. Let's try to get cheaper. It's like, okay, we're not going to do that. We're just going to sign Dennis Schroeder. So it's like, okay, you got more expensive. It's like, okay, we're really bad. Let's get better. It's like, okay, let's trade Dario Sar. Let's get Dario Saric on this team. He's going to make us better. Get rid of Jake LaRavia. I'm like, what is happening? Yeah, I think the Kings are not. I think their offseason was is trash. Anyways, what do you think?
Yeah, I like I said, didn't make my list ultimately, but not a team that I'm super excited about next season. I can tell you that. They're the Bulls of the West, right? That's what they ended up becoming, in a way, with Sabonis, which is strange. Like their team is just so weird. I can't identify what they want to do. No one on there is good enough to be like the best player on a good team. They're all like second, third options. So don't love that. We did talk about their rookie Neat Clifford in Summer League looking really good. That was nice. They have Drew Eubanks. I guess he'll replace Valanciunas instead of Dario Saric, because Dario Saric really hasn't played much basketball in the past couple of years. So we'll see.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just a not a good team to look at. It's not a good look. It's not a good look, Sacramento.
yeah,
You just made the playoffs for the first time a couple years ago, and it looks like you're about to go right back into 15 years of mediocrity. So sad, sad stuff.
literally, yeah, and yeah. The Kings are. It's super unfortunate. I had a great time talking about how much I love that team for the last year or two, and now it's not
And
happening anymore.
and now we're done.
Yeah, I still gotta be a fan because it's a bonus, but man, oh man. Anyways,
Yeah.
what's your number three?
My number three, I wrote the Memphis Grizzlies.
Interesting. I want to hear this. Okay.
Yeah. I wrote the Grizzlies for a couple of reasons. Of course, we already mentioned traded J Huff.
Dude,
Sad, sad.
had to bring it up
Um,
again, didn't you?
yeah, yeah. I had to go there. I'm sorry. I know it hurts to hear. I had to say it. I think, in my estimation, the contracts they handed out to both Santi Aldama and Jaren Jackson Jr. We love Jaren Jackson Jr. Signed Jaren Jackson Jr. hat.
I got mine over there.
I think they're both overpays. They gave both of them a lot. Like Santi is like 4 years, 57 or something like that off the top of my head, which is like he's a fine player, but I just don't feel like that was necessary. And I know like in all likelihood another team would have given them around that money. They would have lost him for nothing. I get it. And then Jaren Jackson's making like another 5 year max. And Jaren Jackson Jr. has been a good player. He's been an all-star. He's been a defensive player of the year. He's struggled at times with big man responsibilities such as rebounding, never been his strong suit. He is a good shooter, good spacer. I just don't think like at this point in his career, he does not seem like a player making a max. So if you're making a max, you have to be the first or second best player on your team, essentially, and the talent level to carry your team in a deep playoff run. The Grizzlies haven't even been out of the first round with this core, and they really bought in on it, except for the one guy that I really thought they should have kept, which was Desmond Bane, who they got rid of because they didn't want to pay all these guys all this money. And then got rid of the guy I think made the most sense to pay the money because he fulfills a role that not a lot of guys can fulfill. He was a great spot up shooter, a great catch and shoot guy, but he can also have the ball in his hands and make offense happen and create. And I think they'll severely miss that this year. KCP, hopefully he can remember how to shoot the ball this year. We will see. Ty Jerome, I do think was a good add for them off the bench. He struggled in the playoffs, but he had a nice season last season. They did lose Luke Kennard as well over to the Hawks. Obviously, another good shooter. I just think the direction that this team is going in doesn't make a lot of sense to me. I feel like they think they are better than they are with who they have, and I just think the moves they made uh, don't really add up to a team that probably wants to make it to the second round for the first time since the Mike Conley era.
Yeah. I think you brought up a lot of great points. I mean, and a lot of these things, um, yeah, I agree with totally. I think the only reason why I didn't consider them is because I think they're going to be good. Like they're going to be good.
Hmm.
But the thing is, what you're talking about, like you're not trying to make a team to be good. You're trying to make a team to make it to the finals. You know
Some
what I mean?
teams are just trying to be good. The Kings would love to be good.
The Kings would literally kill somebody to be good, and no one's like, you can't kill me. No, 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 can't kill me. But yeah, the Grizzlies, like, I love what you said. Like, they think they're better than they are because that seems like a really true statement. And something I was thinking about actually yesterday, I don't know why, when I was driving home, I was just thinking about like hoops and whatever. Um, why have they not tried? I wonder if they've tried. Have they tried to ship out Ja Morant? Like, why did they get rid of Desmond Bain? Why not just trade Ja? Because like maybe it's an all-time low because of like injury stuff, off-court stuff. Like, I feel
And
like a
I
Desmond Bain,
I
Jaren
think
Jackson
most
Jr.
people would tell you
core,
that the ceiling of John Morant is higher. The all NBA level talent.
sure.
Desmond Bain doesn't possess that. I don't think he'll. I think Desmond Bain is kind of the player he is, and he will be that way for his NBA career. I
Yeah.
think in a lot of people's minds, John Morant still has that potential to skyrocket further to a top blank player.
God,
That's probably what people would say to you.
I just want to watch him play basketball, man. It's been like 2 years. That's I'm like even forgetting. You know what I mean? Like it's just like,
Consistently.
yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, I think Memphis is a good pick. I didn't think about that, but I like it.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
appreciate that.
Is it your number two or is it my number two now?
What do you want to do?
Tell me your number two.
Okay, I'll tell you my number two. The Golden State Warriors land on my list at number
Wow.
two.
Wow, big surprise.
Um, the Warriors. So
Talk to me.
I have this great website that I used for this exercise last year. Real GM, I believe, is the name, and it
Hmm.
has this great breakdown of players they lost, they added, and they re-signed, and it covers the draft free agency, all that. It's a great website. I love it. Shout out, sponsor us. They have in the lost section some random guys that you've never heard of. Uh, Kevin Knox, you have heard of, but it didn't really matter. Jonathan Kuminga is still out there in the ether. That relationship, I think, is totally fractured. We talked about this. I think he is just waiting it out, honestly. I think, I don't remember if we talked about this on last episode. It's been so long. They offered him something like 2 years, 20 something million, and he was like, no, because he thinks he's worth more than that, which he probably could be potentially.
A little bit
And I
more.
think teams are just waiting. They're just
Yeah.
waiting right now so they can lowball him or something. Lost legend Kevon Looney. We talked about that. Um, Pat Spencer, come on, he's still out there. That's just a funny name. Funny name. Not actually. It doesn't actually matter. Funny name. Gary Payton the second, by the way, is still a free agent, which is kind of funny. Just sitting there, like
That's
that's the only team
crazy.
he plays for. Like
Yeah.
he's played for other teams, the Blazers, the Wizards, but like the Warriors are his team.
It's
Like,
it's weird. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
okay, what do you think is in the added column on the Warriors?
Here's the thing. I know because this team was on my list. It's zero.
They've added nothing. No player at all. How is that even possible? No draft pick, no trade, no signings after being knocked out in the second round pretty handedly by the Minnesota Timberwolves. You're in Steph Curry's twilight of his career, right? It is going to be over soon. He is up there, 36, 37. Jimmy Butler, obviously older as well. You just traded for Jimmy Butler, so theoretically you are trying to win with Jimmy, Steph, and Draymond in that timeline. It's not going to help if you don't have players around them to do anything. You can't run a bunch of Quentin Post and win a championship, probably. I was about to name another guy, and I literally forgot his name because he was so
Pods.
not Guy Santos. That's who it
Oh,
is.
yo, yeah, that's a good
Um,
pull, good pull, good pull.
yeah. No, Pods, people know Pods. Pods is a fun
Yeah.
player. Um, I know there have been murmurings of Al Horford being signing there. Al Horford's sitting in free agency right now. From what I understand, people are waiting for the Jonathan Kuminga thing to figure itself out, and then they will sign Al Horford. And there's like one or two other names that I can't remember right now, but they've been rumored to go to the Warriors. They're just kind of waiting in a holding space because I think until Jonathan Kuminga goes somewhere, the way it works is that cap spot for him is being held. So his money is being, or the money that would be paid to him is just sitting there and can't be used on other players until they figure out if they're going to pay him or let him walk in restricted free agency. So that's why they can't do those signings yet, I guess. But still, even if you get 48-year-old Al Horford, who we love Al Horford. Great, great basketball player, funny guy. That doesn't make you a championship team. And I know that they have the tax, their team is expensive. I just don't know what they're doing. I don't know what they're doing. I don't get it. They're on your list though. Where do they fall on your list?
So they were number one for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because literally I all I put was did nothing and lost Kevon Looney to the Pelicans. That's all I have. That's all I have. And that was like fucking worst off season. That's it. That's it. Um, yeah, they're old and then they're like too young at the same time. And you have three players that you're trying to win. Trying to win a championship.
hmm
You're not going to win one with the team that you're going to be running without trying to add someone, and even adding Al Horford is not like I think the odds are way higher for him to go to the Celtics or to retire. Because that's what I kept hearing is like he's either going to sign for one more year or just retire, and I'm like I honestly think he'll probably just retire. He got his championship, so it's like I get it.
Celtics
Um,
aren't going anywhere, Al. Sorry.
yeah. So yeah, Warriors are number one for me. So I guess do I just do my number two now?
Yeah, let me hear your number
Yeah,
two. I'm curious who rounds out your list here.
yeah. But I do agree. The Warriors, yeah, they had a terrible offseason.
They
Um,
didn't have an off season. That's the issue.
that's the thing. Yeah, what are they like? Oh, it's happening. Oh, we gotta do it. Oh man, we gotta. Oh man, we're too late. Oh, yeah. Just do something already. Who I have at number two was the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Hmm. I heard
Um,
you allude to them earlier.
yeah,
Yeah.
because I like the re-signings. I think it's a little bit much. They re-signed Nas Reed, Julius Randle, and Joe Ingles. Okay, Joe Ingles. Okay, I actually like the number for Julius Randle. I think you had to pay Nas Reed the number. I think it was 5 years, 125, something
hmm
like that. Julius Randle was 3 years, 99 million, 90 million, something like that.
hmm
Um, but here's the thing: you lose Nikhil Alexander Walker, whom I think is an amazing player. Oh, I've liked him since the Pelicans. I'll have you know, casual. This guy's casual. But they added no one. Again, they added no one.
Yeah.
But they weren't. It didn't end up being number one for me because, they're not as old and they have really good players in their prime like Anthony Edwards and they have Jaden McDaniels who is still really good and Julius Randle can play and Nas Reed. Um, and Rudy Gobert. Oh my God, he's still on this team too. But they added no one, so it's like you are consistently, you're getting not as far as you expect. Like your conference finals year before, then you're in the second round, then you're just gonna keep getting less and less in the rounds, and you're not adding anyone to kind of help you out. Because the expectation is probably in Conference Finals or the finals with this team, you know? And if you're not
Yeah.
adding anyone, Nikhil played a really big part coming off the bench. I think Terrence Shannon Jr. is an awesome player. Is he going to be able to like just plug in and be that Nikhil? I don't think so.
I think
Um,
they want Dillingham to take some of that too.
yeah, and but I don't think he can yet. I think he's too young. I just don't think I don't think he's ready defensively is the thing.
He's so
And
small.
yeah, Nikhil was so good. Like he was wide. He could really like lock in on defense. And also, he knew Shea. So like if you ended up in a matchup against the Thunder, you had someone that grew up with the guy. So it's kind of like another like layer of, oh,
Hmm.
we have someone that kind of knows him and can defend him. So, and now you don't. So I just think, in the grand scheme of things, it was not a good off season. I think they're still going to be again like I think they're going to be a good team.
Yeah.
Kind of like same with the some of the other teams I mentioned, but it's just like you got to do something if you want to make it to the finals.
What about drafting a center in the first round when they have three centers?
Is that what they did? I don't. I draft again.
They
I
drafted Johan Berenje,
oh
second
cool.
youngest player in the draft. I do think he fell a little bit, and they got him at a good value. It's just strange
Uh-huh.
that they took
That's
a
probably what
center.
they got. Yeah. So so they have you got Rudy Gobert, you got Nas Reed, you got this guy. Who's the fourth guy?
I think I was thinking of Julius Randle just as a big guy, not a center, but you get it.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
And they lost summer league legend Luka Garza. So
Yeah. So they're bad offseason F
I,
minus.
I know people listen to this podcast and they have no idea why we reference some of these random obscure players.
Yeah.
One, it's because we went to Summer League in Vegas and saw them, and now they're embedded in my brain forever.
Yep.
And it's just funny. It's just funny to
It's
bring up.
hilarious.
So it's not because they are Luka Garza is an amazing player. It's just funny. Just for
Yeah.
clarification, in case you didn't realize that.
Yeah. Who's your number one?
My number one was not the Minnesota Timberwolves, but I do like your reasons that you laid out. It is a team that we have not mentioned at all yet. The Brooklyn Nets. Oh, geez. Oh, Brooklyn. What are we doing over there? Let's talk about losses. Traded Cam Johnson for Michael Porter Jr. Strange trade. It's a strange trade. I like Michael Porter Jr. It was just a weird. He doesn't make any sense on the Nets. There was also a Nets executive, I don't know his exact title, who said Michael Porter Jr. could average the most points in the league next year. I was like, okay.
That guy's casual. That guy's casual.
uh, and let's not forget we talked about this in the draft. Oh, the draft's coming back. Dame's talking about the draft. Oh, they drafted five players in the first round. That's way too many young players. Like four of them are point guards. I don't know what this team is trying to do. And not only that, but because they drafted so many players, they waived Maxwell Lewis. Come on, I like Maxwell Lewis. They lost D'Angelo Russell. He was probably going to leave anyways.
Yeah.
Um, I think they did get Day'Ron Sharp back, which is nice. I like Day'Ron Sharp. Cam Thomas is sitting out in the abyss, just like Jonathan Kuminga, not signed.
Wait,
Just,
really?
just, yeah, just sitting there. Just sitting in restricted free agency because they don't want to pay him a lot of money, and he probably wants a lot of money because he probably averaged like 20 points a game for that team last year. So I get why he wants a lot of money.
Sure.
And you look at contracts like Emmanuel Quickly and Anthony Simons and players like that, and then you're like, yeah, I should get as much as those guys get. They've never led a team in scoring. I get the argument.
Yeah.
Uh, Trenton Watford, fine player, lost him. Zaire Williams out in free agency still, I think. So yeah, they drafted five guys. The first of which, Yegor Dimon, was kind of the first to reach the draft in a lot of people's eyes. Big guard. That's about it though. Not a real shooter or anything. They did get Terrence Mann. That's fine, I guess. They got him for basically nothing in that three-team Porzingis thing, I
Yeah.
believe. So that's cool. I just like another team that their moves at the end, when I look at the team coming into the season, their direction is lost on me. I don't know what their plan is. There's no way their plan is let's develop five rookies alongside this other random recruitment talent that we had. Because that's what it seems like their plan is. That's not a very good plan.
Yeah. It's funny because I didn't even consider the Nets because I was like, oh, they're a team that's not even going to be trying to win. So like, how can you have a bad offseason? They found a way, apparently, to have a bad offseason. I mean, I'm glad at least they got some of their picks. Weird that
Hmm.
they really drafted those five people. Um, yeah, their direction is interesting to say the least. But yeah, I didn't add them. I like your reasonings a lot. I didn't add them just because I was like, no one's expecting much of them, so
Yeah.
whatever. Um, and at least I guess like they are rebuilding, and technically, I guess they are getting pieces to rebuild, but you're getting way too many, which isn't good either. And then you're getting people that aren't really going to add to that, like Michael Porter Jr. and Terrence Mann. So it's not
This
like
is
they're
how
locker room guys or anything.
this is
So
how you stunt growth by
yeah,
having a bunch of young guys competing
yeah,
and like no clear vision of like we want this and this player to be the core.
yeah. I think some really good
Okay.
points. Just my honorable mentions real quick.
Yeah,
Just
please.
Chicago Bulls. Seriously, what the hell?
Always.
Always, always. That's why I was like, we've talked about them. We've talked about them. And then also they were a lot higher on my list, but the more I was like thinking about it, I like took them off as the Lakers.
Okay.
Because
Just
the Lakers
a little bit of a lack of action.
lack of action and also like most of them and the big one of the bigger reasons why I was irked with their offseason is not really their fault. It was mostly LeBron opting into his player option,
Mm.
which really screwed a lot of like the money stuff, I feel
I feel
like.
like I
So
had him up at like 4 or 5, then Lucas signed that extension, and I was like, never mind.
yeah, exactly. So Luka got the extension, and then we also got Marcus Smart on basically a
Yeah.
minimum, and then DeAndre Ayton.
Dominating. Come on now.
Yeah, I don't think we're like
Jake LaRavia.
look,
Let's
look,
go.
I mentioned him. I mentioned
I
him.
know.
No, yeah, it's just like I keep forgetting that we were actually really good at the end of last season when Luca came to the
Hmm.
team, and now I wish we did more, you know,
Mm. Hmm.
to kind of accommodate him. We are in a weird middle ground between a LeBron timeline and Luca. I think we're more Luca timeline, which is good. But we just need to really stay fixed on that. And then LeBron will be out of the league I think it is this year, and then next year he's going to say this is my last year, and then he's
Hmm.
done.
That's what I would assume
And
as well.
then we can really focus on Luca. So I took him off, but I didn't love the offseason. So
It's fair.
let's talk about some positives. Let's end on some
Let's
positives.
be positive. Let's be positive. We love positivity here.
Let's be
Optimism is our specialty.
absolutely.
Why don't you give
So
me your fifth best?
yeah, you know what? I was flipping between two. I'm gonna go this route because it just makes me feel good.
Yeah.
Portland Trailblazers.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. So, bought out DeAndre Ayton.
Yeah.
You're committing to your centers. Robert Williams might be moved as well, but you have Donovan Clingan. That's a dub. You drafted the Chinese Jokic. I forgot his name. Hong
Young
Janssen.
Hansen.
Yeah, what is it? Say it
Switch the
again.
first two
I
letters. That's
know.
okay.
What is it? Say it again.
Young Hansen.
Young Hansen. Okay. Yeah.
I've also heard in a lot of different podcasts by people that are more qualified than me say Yang Hansen, but when Adam Silver drafted him, because I watched it, he said Young Hansen. So that's what I've been saying. And I hope Adam Silver said his name right. So,
Yeah, it's Young Hansen. Okay, but yeah, so I like that. I think that's a good pick. You traded Anthony Simons and you got back Drew Holiday, whom I really and from in the beginning when they did this whole Damian Lillard thing, I wanted them to keep Drew Holiday, and then they gave him up for like literally basically nothing to Celtics. Anywho, he's back. He's gonna be a good like I feel like he's gonna be a good. Um, Mentor for these young guards. They have a lot of young guards like Scoot, Shaden Sharp, just to maybe help them develop their defense. It's gonna be really important. And then you also brought Damian Lillard back. I mean, come on, that just feels good.
mhm.
And he probably won't be playing a lot this season, but it just feels good that he is back where he started, and he'll probably end his career now there. Um, And I think things could have been done. I think Jeremy Grant still being on the team is a bit strange. But I am really excited to see the defense on this team because you
Mm,
got Chimani Kamara, you got Drew Holiday. I think you develop some of that defense in the Jeremy Grant's also a good defender in the wings and in the center position. I'm like, could be a really good team defensively
Klingon.
and clean exactly.
Wire. That's a
So
good point. I feel like a lot of young teams don't have defensive identity. It's usually the other side of the ball. So
yeah.
I do like that.
So yeah, so that's my fifth best off season.
Not on my lists, but I like your points. I agree with you. I don't think you're crazy for that take. I
Hey,
could be crazy for
thanks.
this take.
Go
Uh,
off.
this team was as high as number two, and they have somehow slid to number five because the other four off seasons, I guess, I just really liked. I'm almost 100% sure they're on your list too.
Yeah.
The Denver Nuggets.
Okay.
They slot in at five for me here. Trading, I just talked about the Nets having the worst offseason. Michael Porter Jr. For Cam Johnson. I don't think they're dramatically different in terms of talent as players, but I do think that Cam Johnson can provide some things that Michael Porter Jr. couldn't, while still shooting okay enough, probably not as good as Michael Porter Jr., to help out in that offense. And theoretically, he will stay healthier than Michael Porter Jr. Not a knock against Michael Porter Jr. I know he's had a lot of back issues in his career. Those are no joke, amongst other things. Just hopefully fits the bill better. They brought back Bruce Brown. Really like that signing, of course, on the championship Nuggets. So that's great. Tim Hardaway Jr., one of our favorite players to not make fun of, but
Mm-mm.
he's just a funny player. You like watch videos of highlights of him, and then you watch him hit the side of the backboard, and it's like this is awesome. I love this guy. So hopefully he fits a void there in shot creation that I think they don't have a lot outside of Jamal Murray and Jokic. There's not a lot of guys that can really make their own shot on that team. So he can do that probably off the bench, I would imagine. So that'll be kind of a good element to add to their team. You, of course, earlier mentioned acquiring Valanciunas for Dario Saric. So this will be the first time that they've had a backup center that isn't apparently unplayable Zeke Nnaji and 47-year-old DeAndre Jordan in several years. So that's nice. And yeah, this team just seems like they're geared up for another title run. I think they made like they didn't have a ton of wiggle room in terms of cap flexibility and stuff, but I think the small moves they made were all in the right direction. I think the last reason I had maybe knocked them down my list, Russell Westbrook is still out there,
I
and I
knew you were gonna
love
say
Russell
that.
Westbrook. I
I knew
love
you were gonna
him.
say
I
that.
love
Yeah.
him. Bring him back, please, even if he's crazy. I love him so much. So that
Yeah.
that could be another reason why I was like, oh, I got to move him down a little bit. They didn't bring back my guy. But no, still a good offseason altogether.
Got it. I mean, these guys are on my list. I'll mention it when we get there. Um, yeah, I think they did a great job. I think they addressed everything they needed to. This is a competent offseason. You know what I mean? Like this is
Mm.
oh man, when Jokic is off the court, we don't have anyone holding it down. We fixed that. Oh man, we really need some like presence, like some older guys who can defend, not old, but just like guys who can defend and just like run the break. Bruce Brown, done. It's like, oh, we need shot creation. Someone we're gonna take a flyer on. Tim Hardaway, boom. It's like I think Cam Johnson, like he's just kind of rounding it out. I mean, I think it was as good an off season as a team can have,
Yeah.
considering you have the best player in the
Did
league.
you didn't
Well,
want to hit where they fell on your list, or you wanted to wait?
oh, no, wait, I'll tell you when I get
Yeah,
there.
okay, that's
But
fair.
you gotta tell me number four now.
Number four. This I don't know if this is controversial because they made one move that I know you don't like, I think, but I think the rest of their moves were good. I got the Clippers clocking in at number four. The LA Clippers, your favorite team. So, LA, the move I alluded to, of course, trading Norman Powell. That was sad to see. They didn't, I think, give him the contract extension that he wanted because they want to be on his very specific timeline with their cap, and they didn't want to give him a long contract. Fine. They got John Collins back. I'm excited about the John Collins addition. I think he will bring a new element to this team they haven't had. That's fun. They got Bradley Beal to kind of fit the Norman Powell void that has been left. People don't remember Bradley Beal has been a good NBA player. He has led the league in scoring. He has been an all-star. When he's making $57 million, it looks kind of crazy. When he's making $6 million, it might look okay. So I'm happy for that. I think Brooke Lopez is a great addition as their backup center to Zubac. Still kind of fits their defensive identity they want to run. And he also provides a stretch element, which they haven't really ever had from a center on their roster. They bring Chris Paul back for a homecoming in what will likely be his last season. There's just a lot of good players on this team. They re-signed Harden to a fair deal. They re-signed Batum, who kind of like Gary Payton II. This just feels like his team. You know, the Clippers just feel like his team. He's been around. Earlier in his career, he was really good on the Blazers, and he got super overpaid by the Hornets, and that was horrible. But the Clippers now feel like that's his home. And of course, lastly, I must mention signing Rockets legend Ty Ty Washington. Shout out Ty Ty Washington. Never really did anything on the Rockets, but I saw him at a lot of games when I went there live, and that was nice. Overall, a good offseason.
Yeah. Cool. Clippers. Uh, can I, so I do my four, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
please.
So that was your Clippers were your number four, right?
Correct.
Cool. My number four is a team I think you're going to mention later as well. This is
Okay.
why I think there's gonna be a lot of overlap. Um, the Atlanta Hawks.
All right.
Yeah, so they signed Nikhil Alexander Walker. Amazing. Great great contract. I think it's gonna work out well for both. Got Porzingis next for nothing, essentially. Why not have Onyeka Okongwu being your starter and then Porzingis backing him up? And then that way he's not as, stressed on playing as many minutes if you have a younger guy who's going to be the guy, and then you can come off the bench, play 15, 20 minutes and just be a stretch five. Awesome. Hopefully, I hope whatever mysterious illness he had is finally good and he can actually play basketball.
Yeah, that was
Because
crazy.
that was like, no, we don't have a cure, but I'll be okay. It's like, what the heck is this? Um, so I like that a lot for him and for the team. I like Luke Kennard being on the team as well. Some shooting. I don't know how much playing he's going to get because there's a lot of other younger guys, but he's a really good 3-point shooter. Maybe he doesn't play defenses as much as these other guys, but um, I think this is another case of okay, we have been in a weird spot for the last couple years. We want to make a push. You just made a ton of moves that are going to help you with that push. You got Dyson Daniels, you got Ricochet, you got Jalen Johnson, you got Trey Young. Like you have a really solid. This is a really solid Hawks team I haven't seen in a long time.
Hmm.
You did lose Clint Capella, which is fine. You replaced him with Porzingis essentially. Cool.
Don't
And you
sleep
also
on Mo Gay.
I don't know who that is. So
All
they
right.
draft him. It's so casual.
No, he he played for them in the playoffs.
Oh, cool.
He's
Sick.
like random tall athletic guy who started playing basketball when he was 15 and
Yeah,
now he's in the NBA.
must be nice. They also lost. They lost some players who didn't play too much. Terrence Mann, George Niang, Karis LeVert, who had a buzzer beater win last season for the Hawks, which is pretty cool.
Retire
Um,
his jersey.
but these are guys that you basically whatever they were doing or not doing, you replaced with guys who are doing it better. So
Yeah.
I think the Atlanta Hawks offseason was great. So they're number four for me.
All right. Yeah,
Cool.
I like that pick from you.
Thank you. Number three, my number
Hmm.
three is the LA Clippers.
Oh, the Clippers are there. Oh,
Oh,
snap.
that's right. This guy is being ethical. No, yeah. I mean they the Clippers make had a really good offseason when I'm seeing someone got signed and I see LA and I'm like Lakers, yes. And I'm like see Clippers I go, No, damn. So like every time I saw a name, I was like Bradley Beal signed with LA. I was like, oh yes, we got him. It's like Clippers, like not what I wanted. It's like Brooke Lopez signed 2 year, 19 million. I'm like, oh, with the Lakers, sick. Clippers, no. Things like that. So I'll break it down. You also already did, but I think the re-signing of Harden and Batum is awesome. Bradley Beal deal is awesome. John Collins, Brooke Lopez, Chris Paul. And the negative of losing Norman Powell, I mean, that's why they're not like higher for me, honestly.
hmm
Because I think if he's on this team, they're elite. And I think the other reason why I don't have them higher is because they are a bit older.
hmm
But the thing is, you also have, guys that you can depend on and played really well last season. So I think the Clippers did a great job this offseason. They are going to be very, very good. And I'm actually kind of stoked to see. I like this team more than I did last year. So it'll be kind of fun to see them when I go to, probably 5 or 6 games because they're just cheaper. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah. And, last season with the Clippers, and they got to see Chris Paul in a Clippers uniform, which I never thought I'd ever see. So that'll be cool.
Yeah,
So
that
that's
would be really cool.
that's my number three. Yeah. Yeah. You didn't trust me, did you?
I didn't
Didn't trust the casual, ethical ball guy, huh?
I didn't see him coming, no. But I'm glad they did. And
Yeah.
my number three, when the Atlanta Hawks, you were
Yeah. That's what I'm
right on the
talking
money.
about.
So we
That's what
just
I'm talking
flipped our fours and threes. I mean, they were right. My positive list was moving all over the place. It was hard.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so yeah, you've already mentioned all the big moves. Trey Young calling Nikhil Alexander-Walker and Luke Kennard. He's like, please come play over here. Look
Like
at
get
this
iced up.
conference. This conference fucking sucks. Come on, can we over
Can we just destroy them, please? It's just the Knicks,
here?
guys. It's just the Knicks. Come on.
You guys know what I do to the Knicks. You've seen it.
Dude, come on. Ice Tray, Ice Tray, come on.
So yeah, I really like that what they did. The other thing I'll add on because you already did a great breakdown. The draft trade to move back 10 picks, get a first round, the Pelicans first round pick next year, and still got Asa Newell, who they were apparently targeting anyways, 10 picks later. Good move. So setting themselves up for the future, keeping themselves in the now as well. I'm excited for this Hawks team. I think they could be a sneaky like 3-4 seed, you know. So
I
we'll
do
see.
too. I'm really stoked to watch. And also because like we love defense and this team is gonna be monsters, like defensive. Even with Trey Young, I like the point. I mean, you got some really good players. They're just
You
gonna
got the
lock
Great
down.
Barrier Thief over there.
I know, dude. Watching clips of it, I'm like, I'm stoked. I can't believe the Pelicans gave him up like that. It's crazy.
It's one of those things where you don't give the guy the role, and when you give it to him somewhere else, you can see what happens. It's
Love
weird. It's weird
love
like
to see
that.
it. Yeah.
Yeah.
All
All
right.
right. My number two. Who do you think it is?
Who haven't you mentioned yet? I mean, it's not Rockets because they're number one for sure.
They should rock to be number one.
Orlando Magic.
It's the Orlando Magic. They fall into number two. Let's go.
Oh,
Let's
let's
go.
go.
That was not a casual guess. Nice.
Oh, yeah. This seems pretty expert to
The,
me.
the Orlando Magic. I talked about the Grizzlies giving up Bane earlier. Well, guess who got him? The Orlando Magic. What do the Magic need more than anything that they've needed in the last 15 years, it feels like? Shooting. Desmond Bane can shoot the ball. Theoretically, KCP could too, and then he went to the Magic, and I don't know what happened.
Oh.
Did you? I don't know if we talked about this. Desmond Bane went to the practice facility and like was on social media for the Magic people, I guess.
Hmm.
And he was like, "Whoa, y'all's practice facility's got windows? That's crazy. They don't have windows over over in Memphis." I was like,
I did not see
"What?"
that. But
Hilarious.
yeah. Did you see what number he's picking?
Number three. Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks weird. It looks weird. I don't like
I
it.
hate it. I hate it.
Yeah, I'm not.
So that's why they weren't on my list, but whatever.
That
Okay.
checks out. I understand. No, Desmond Bane, I think, would be an awesome addition for this team. The last time this team wasn't a bottom 10 offense was over 10 years ago. They have been a bottom 10 offense. I don't remember the exact number. It's like 13, 15. It's like really high that they've been a bottom 10 offense for consecutive years. So that's insane.
Yeah,
Other moves I would like to mention aside from the Desmond Bane move, Tyus Jones,
there we go.
backup point guard. I think he will do wonders for them off the bench. I think really what the Magic hope is that Anthony Black will kind of blossom and develop going into year three. Hasn't happened yet. They did get rid of Cole Anthony, so outside of Jalen Suggs, their guard situation, point guard situation, does need to be Tyus Jones, Anthony Black. One of them have to pay out. I think one of them will. We'll see. I'm also really hoping. I'm hoping for a Jet Howard season because that guy can also shoot, and this is year three for him. Two players again we saw in summer league that we haven't kind of seen find their role yet. And just going into next season, very excited for this team. They also gave big deserved extension to Paolo. And like we've been mentioning, the East is looking pretty weak, and this looks like a team that could take advantage of that.
Yeah. Um, no, Orlando Magic is one of those other East teams. Like I'm really most excited to really watch the Hawks and Magic
Hmm.
because there's kind of a new setup, but I think they're also just gonna be a lot better. Love Desmond Bain, love this for him. Tyus Jones, backup king. He's just gonna be a backup for like ever. It's just what he's meant to be, and there's no shame in that. It's gonna be awesome for them. But yeah, I think we talked about the Magic a lot like the last year or two, and
Hmm.
just excited to see that they're making moves that are really good. You know, just really solid moves. They were actually my honorable mention. It was either going to be them or Blazers at number five, and I
Hmm.
went Blazers because of the feel good.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I love what the Orlando Magic did this offseason too.
Orlando Magic.
Incredible.
Orlando
Um,
Magic.
shall I go with my number two?
Please tell me your number two. I know who it is, but tell me.
Yeah, it's the Denver Nuggets. Yeah, we already
Yeah.
talked about it. Yeah, so we already talked about it, so I'm not gonna harp on it again. But I think the Denver Nuggets, again, is just a team that has done consistently really well in the postseason, and they addressed their issues, and now they're just gonna run it back and probably be a little bit better. Boom. Number two. That's literally it. That's all you got to do,
Yeah.
especially if you're competing like that. Number one. I honestly don't feel like I deserve to talk about it. Um,
Oh,
I
you should
just
talk about
I just want to say it's the Houston Rockets. It's the Houston Rockets. Um, I just want to
it.
say I'm stoked for Houston. Our hometown. Galveston, but close enough.
Right.
Um, I think we're back. I think we're back.
Oh, we're so back.
And I'll before I want you to talk about it. I really do. But the only thing I want to mention is I want to give a huge shout out to Cam Whitmore. He's the only really
As you should.
he's the only negative really of this offseason. We traded him for picks, but I really hope he has a bigger opportunity in Washington. Is actually able to play, and I'm happy to root for him with the Wizards. But please, you deserve this. Tell me about the Rockets offseason, and I will be chiming in, of course. But let's talk about it.
My. Rebuilding is over. We are here. A powerhouse in the Western Conference. We will be. Actually, we were literally the two seed last year. I don't know why I said rebuilding is over. I think that was unexpected, though.
Yeah.
But the Rockets, number one on both of our list for a reason, and that reason is that we got rid of Dylan Brooks. Um,
Literally, all you had to do, just like buy him out, and then hey, number one. Hey.
no, but of course he was included along with Jalen Green in the trade for Kevin Durant, a trade that I have said before, and I have said before that I said before, but I'll say it again. I didn't want Kevin Durant. I didn't think he would fit, but the price that we gave up for him, it was too good to pass up, and I'm glad we did trade for him. I
Hmm.
think he will fit right in with our identity. I think he will provide a lot of needed offense. I think our weakest point last year from all the Rockets games I watched is that a lot of our offense went through Şengün. I like Şengün. He was an all-star last year. Don't think he'll be an all-star again. But I just think there's a ceiling on the offense that was running through him. And with Kevin Durant here, I think that ceiling is much higher, obviously. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about natural things like the development of Amin Thompson. I think will be continue to be super awesome. Like he's my number one favorite player in the league right now, which probably surprises nobody. Oh, that reminds me actually. I
Oh,
meant to do this last episode, and I'm so sorry I didn't.
oh my God, the cord for your headphones are so long, I can still hear you.
These are wireless. Um,
Oh, he's wireless now, baby.
yeah. Sorry. Shout
Oh,
out
you're good.
Jared. Jared went to a card shop and got us matching Thompson twin cards. So he got me this Amin
Yo,
Thompson card in the Dunkstronaut uniform, of course.
Prime.
And he has an Asar Thompson card as well. And then he also got me this Tracy McGrady card that he saw.
D-Mac. Beautiful.
Uh, yeah. So that was awesome. So I
Shout
meant to
out.
do that he got it right before we recorded last episode, and I forgot about it. So I'm glad I just remembered. But
Awesome. Shout out, Jared. Those are sick
excited,
cards.
excited to see that. Excited about the additions of Dorian Finney-Smith. We also re-signed a bunch of guys on good value. Jabari Smith Jr., 5 years, 122 million, is actually a really good contract. Like that's pretty good value at just over 25. Nope,
Under 25 million a
just
year.
under 25
Yeah.
million a year is really good for a guy that was a top three pick a couple years ago. Like you mentioned, I am sad about the Kim Whitmore trade. It makes sense. There wasn't a lot of role for him to have here with all of the weapons we have on offense now, and he doesn't really fit the Ime Udoka defensive-minded scheme. So I get it. Just sad that we couldn't see him pan out because when we saw him have opportunities, whether it was in summer league when we went garbage time, etc., he could really score the ball. So hope he does great in Washington. We'll see. But I'm really excited. I haven't been this excited about any team in any sport in a long time. So yeah, I'm full of glee.
Yeah. I want to mention a couple other amazing re-signings I wrote down.
Yeah.
Everything you mentioned, I'm echoing as well. I mean, I had
Yeah,
that's
they
exactly
did
what I
so
have.
much. I just didn't want to talk forever.
No, yeah, Durant trade only giving up Jalen Green and Dylan Brooks is amazing. Dorian Finney-Smith, I'm super upset about. But if he had to go anywhere, I'm happy it's the Rockets. I'll be honest
Yeah.
about that. You mentioned re-signing Jabari Smith Jr. Also, I mean, re-signed Steven Adams, awesome.
hmm
Jeff Green, awesome. Jayshawn Tate, Fred VanVleet, Aaron Holiday, all really good. They've been solid on this Rockets team. And also Clint Capella as a backup. You brought him back after, being with the Hawks. And, I see him, he's behind Shingun, he's behind Steven Adams, but hey, not a bad he could be a rotation player on another team, but just him being like a backup to Steven Adams essentially if they want to do a two big lineup.
I think that is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, in case
So
Adams is hurt or something.
yeah, so I think that's awesome. I think didn't expect to be the second seed. You were there, and now you're like, how do we make sure if we're the second seed, we go to the playoffs, we go far further than the first round, getting Kevin Durant, the best scorer of all time, top five, one of the best scorers of all time. Uh,
He's in there.
it- yeah, having you mentioned like when we're watching the Rockets in the postseason. They just had trouble really, like you said, it had running the ball through Şengün. And then if it wasn't, it was just Jalen Green dribbling around trying to make a shot, or Fred VanVleet dribbling around trying to make a shot, or Amin Thompson dribbling around trying to make a shot. Now you have Kevin Durant, who is one of the best to ever do it to create his own shot. So, um, yeah, like you mentioned, I'm really just stoked to watch really good Houston Rockets basketball. It has been a couple of years of watching some losing records, some losing seasons, um, and now you're back, and it's awesome. And I
So
can't wait to
back.
Christmas Day, baby, Christmas Day. It's gonna be awesome.
We should get our your dad, my mom's boyfriend. I was gonna say our dads, and I was like, that's not accurate.
No.
To get together and watch Rockets Lakers.
That would be sick. We could definitely do that. We'll find time. But yeah, I think we did a really the reason I'm glad we did it the way we did, worst first and then best, because this was so much. We literally had the same six teams. So it's
Yeah,
like
yeah. This did not differ at all. You had Blazers at 5 and Magic, but we had the
yeah,
other
so,
four teams are the exact same.
yeah. So and I had the Magic as my basically my you
hmm
know honorable mention. So yeah, those are the off seasons. Those are the off seasons.
Those are the best and worst. You heard it here from expert takes on ethical ball.
No casuals here. No casuals.
No,
No casuals allowed. It's gonna be our merch.
it's like the most fun episode ever.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
don't want to.
this sounds about right. Because
It
right
feels
now,
good to be back.
in Paris it's 2:30 a.m. So I'm unhinged. I'm still unhinged, baby. No, yeah, just happy to be back and excited to talk more hoops. I am excited. I know we have a lot of ideas coming up soon. A lot of, positions to talk about, perhaps next season predictions, stuff like that. So jersey rankings will be happening
Jerseys.
soon. I know we've
Jerseys.
had some leaks. We had some leaks, and I gotta say they've been pretty good so far. So maybe this is the year we get a lot of S tier. Maybe we get a lot of S tier this year instead of the opposite. It's they're gonna mess it up somehow. They're gonna put the name under the
We
number or
we
something.
have had, I think, one S tier in 2 years of city jersey rankings.
I
So,
know. I hope this year it changes.
although
Um,
if I could go back and put the Dunkster in S tier, I would.
yeah, for sure. It just wasn't on the jersey itself. It was on, so that's why. But
Yeah.
anyways, um, yeah. Well, thanks for being here. Thanks for listening, guys. And don't forget to comment and like and subscribe and all that stuff. We're gonna be talking a lot of hoops all season. And also go follow 22 Man Game and Ethical Ball as well, because they're doing a lot of great content and stuff over there as well.
We're all one. We're all encompassing.
We are the world, the
I'm
one.
feeling I'm feeling good today. The shot's going in.
Yeah.
It's been a month. I'm a little rusty.
Nah, it's going in.
Can't say I've been practicing, I'm sitting here working on stuff. I'm like, let me turn around and take a
Yeah.
little jumper real quick. But this just feels natural, I think.
This is what's gonna happen. You're gonna make it.
Hopefully.
It was so close. Just
It was a
barely.
good line actually. It just hit the
Yeah.
fan.
Yeah, fans be like that. But yeah, again, thanks everyone for listening and being here. We'll catch you next time on Two Man Game with Damon and Dom.
Buckets.